Okay, so I removed that flat guard. Now it's just kind of wide open. I did replace this and the spacer plate just so everything matches up, and this guide wheel here will still serve its purpose, right? But let's just not put our fingers anywhere around there. And very slow, precise cuts. So I know, I went down to this line for sure because I took out, right there. So I know I can go to that. So let's take out that first. And we're going to use the lock, right? And I should be able to hold this with one hand and just shave along through. Okay, so you're gonna have to give your hand a rest because that's insane. But you can also notice the difference of the angles that puts on. Like, as I turn it, you can see that that's a nice rounder line than the jigsaw, which is very coarse. And actually right there, I even touched the line, right? And I mean to stay outside so I can finally go into the line. Always find, like, sand or whatever, you know, like something that doesn't take away very much. Like around here, I use probably a rasp. And actually, I can probably do that right now just to kind of straighten this out. And actually, it's better to run it lengthways, I guess. Now we got that corner right there, so that might, you know, take a couple. Around that tip of right here, make sure you don't put like really any pressure. Like as I come off here, I'm very, very light. I don't really care how much comes off there. I'm just, right now, I'm just kind of rounding this a little bit better. See how that's rounding out nicely? And when we put that back down, measure up to my center line, and same thing on the back, center line, center line. Now look at that corner. It looks a lot better. And I could even, you know, smooth it out just where you see that line, right? Remember, I got a 1/4 inch up high here that I got to actually carve out. So, you know, any place you see an edge like that, like where there's a straight line, well, just put it over once, see what it looks like. Okay, now you get a straight line there. So nice and light, especially on this stuff, really light. The longer your strides, the better. And you'll see that I'm just about there on the line there. I've got an 1/8 of an inch right there. So if I just do a quick little, you know, it kind of evens it up. Just nice little lines, right? And once you get to that line, that's it. You do not take off that anymore at all. Normally, you don't run a rasp backwards, you always run it forwards, but on this stuff, now, I shouldn't do that. Now on this rasp, on the other side, on this side I've got a very aggressive edge. On this side, I've got a little bit finer edge. So what I can do now is take this and see how it smooths it out. It does a finer job. And we're gonna actually, ooh, gonna have to put it on this way. But we're gonna actually smooth out a lot of those lines. You can see actually where the lines are that I've done and where the low spots are. And that's what this takes care of. straight line like that, you're hitting just the tops, and that's the big thing with body work, with anything. If you have low spots, like if you look at this right there, I have a low spot, right? That is going to show up like mad. Now on this it's not so bad, but when it's your final cut, right, like your final, you want everything straight. So by doing this, you're making sure that that's a straight line. Always even pressure, and stay. If it was wood, I'd say get in there and, you know, dig, but it's not. It's fiberglass. So we're just pretty much, I have the weight of this thing on it, you know, and it's dragging across. If anything, I can feel, when I do it quickly like that, I can feel the whips up and down. And I lighten up, so I make sure that I just hit the top here.